Hello and welcome to the Pocono Raceway up in the hills of eastern Pennsylvania for week 9 of the 2015 Red Light Truck Series Season 1. I'm your host, Jeremy Patterson. With me tonight is Michael Fair. He's raced with us a couple times and he's one of the admins for our sister league, NAVSCAR. We'll tell you more about them in a bit. We'll be keeping up with all the action on the track tonight, bringing it to you live right here on RLN. The racers are going to be going for 70 laps here on this 2.5 mile triangle shaped track, the only one of its kind in NASCAR. Each turn here is unique. The first turn's very sharp, second turn's a pretty flat 90 degree, and third turn's a very long sweeping flat turn. It's a very, very tricky turn, easy to get loose, and that has earned this track the nickname the Tricky Triangle. Pace speed tonight, 75 miles an hour. Pit road speed limit is 60. Drivers will get 2 quick resets to help them keep running in the event of a mishap. Only 9 drivers out there tonight, so we expect a pretty clean race. Should be a pretty long race. Lap times, you can see qualifying times are just under a minute. And 60 laps, so do the math, that's about an hour plus caution, so it should be a pretty long race. And we also have the lucky dog in effect, so in the event of a caution, the first car that's a lap down will get a wave around under yellow to regain a lap.
I'm excited. I think we saw some pretty good practice times. We actually had some really close practice times between Nate and Joshua. They were, I think, 1,000th of a second apart in their practice time. So we'll see how they do for qualifying here.
Yeah, it should be real close. I expect to see, even with just a few drivers here, I expect to see some pretty close racing.
I know Nate was doing a lot of single lap runs in practice. I know he's trying to get that qualifying setup geared in. So we're not sure how he's going to be over the long run, but I think he's going to be quick on that pace run.
Yeah, and the big question of the night is anybody going to be able to challenge Sean Butler? He was telling me beforehand he's actually starting in the back tonight, not qualifying. Let's hope he can safely navigate his way through the field if he ends up passing people, and we all pretty much expect that he will. But we'll see if he might be giving them too much of an advantage at a track like this. It's easy to get too much ground between you and the leader and not be able to catch up, and with only a few drivers he might not have any cautions to save him either.
Yeah, I think passing is pretty key here. It's a big track, it's a long track. You can get some good runs off the corners and do some passing on those straights, but the corners, they're not really forgiving for double file cornering.
No, not at all, definitely. Especially turn 2. I've never gone side by side in turn 2 and have it work out with somebody, so I usually just back off.
Yeah, I think that's the smart thing to do.
Well, while we're waiting for the drivers to finish qualifying, let's have a look at our season points. Actually, they just finished qualifying, so I'll just bring this up real quick. Our top 10 in season points, Sean Butler continues to lead, and he's all but clinched the title. If he gets at least 15 points tonight, he will have that clinched. Most everyone still stays about the same. A little bit of shuffling around there in the bottom. Max Terrio and John Fershing very close together. Both of those guys are on the track tonight, so it'll be fun watching them. And yeah, that's after, well, this is our 9th race of the season, so that counts 7 of the last 8 races that we did. And after tonight, we just have one more to go. We'll go to Talladega, and that will finish up the season.
Yeah, with that 41 point lead, it looks like he could clinch it pretty soon here, if not today. I don't know what your point spread is, but he's definitely got a pretty good lead.
Yeah, we start with 20 points for the top spot, 19, 18, and so on. And we do 2 bonus points for the win, 1 bonus points for leading a lap, leading the most laps, qualifying pole. So the point spread ends up making the bonus points extremely valuable. Next season we're going to bump the normal points up to 30, so it'll balance that out a little bit better, so the bonus points isn't the only thing really valuable. So we'll have a look at our qualifying order here. It looks like Max Terrio takes pole, and he's been doing really well this season. Followed by Jamie Christensen, and let's go ahead and we'll just run you through the grid here. Row 1, we got Max Terrio, Jamie Christensen, as we already mentioned. And row 2. Oh, go ahead, John.
I was going to say John Fershing and Joshua Butler.
Row 3, we got Matt Breckel. Matt normally joins me in the booth, but he wanted to get on the track tonight, and Mike's helping him do that, so I'm sure Matt appreciates Mike's contribution. Next to him will be Nate LaFleur.
It looks like the last 3 drivers put up a time, so we've got Sean Butler and David Howard, followed by Joshua Buck, who looks like he's going to have some fun here.
All right, Sean and Joshua, those guys always battle each other, and it's always fun to watch them. So I'm excited to see them starting in the back here and see how this works out for them. And good to see Matt on the track. I always feel kind of bad having him up here. He doesn't get to race with anymore, but he's down there now, and I wish him the best.
We'll see if Pocono is the right choice to come back to.
Yeah, it is a tough one. He was telling me today he was doing some practice laps, so hopefully that'll work out. And he is kind of a newer driver, so those practice laps are sure to help him. All right, so we're coming around turn 3. This will be the easiest trip around turn 3. After this, it gets a lot harder.
Yeah, that's for sure. Racing into 1 could be fun here at the start. Let's see how it goes.
Great run on the outside by Jamie Christensen.
Yeah, he was definitely giving him some room there, but it looks like that was the fast line pulling away here. Yeah, we were talking before the race how the getting off the corner here is extremely important. You know, putting together a smooth exit and carrying that speed down these long straights. Getting that down is really what's going to set up your quick times here.
Yeah, absolutely. Corner exit is what it's all about here. Oh, little side-by-side action. Oh, they make contact. Matt Breckel does a good job backing off there. I didn't see who that was. It looked like the 81 and Nate LaFleur.
Yeah, he has dropped back.
Let's go have a look at the replay. You can see right here. Yeah, the 88 is Sean Butler. Got into the side of Nate LaFleur there. And good job saving it by Nate, though.
Yeah, all the drivers kept it on the track there. It's pretty impressive. You know, with the amount of drivers on the track right now, you get one car that goes around and it doesn't bring up a caution. It can really end your race real quick. So,
yeah.
You know, kudos to everybody keeping it on the track.
Yep, and it looks like Matt did get around Nate LaFleur as well, so Matt's back up in the 7th spot.
Looks like Max is challenging for the lead here.
Yeah, Max Terrio actually I'm sorry we missed it. We were watching the replay there, but Max Terrio did make his way around Jamie Christensen. And he is our new leader.
Interesting to note, he did drive around on the outside, off a corner through the straightaway, so he just had some good speed. I don't know if Jamie maybe got a little bit loose.
So pretty well singled up now. Now it's all about saving your tires and going for the long run, because I think this is probably going to be a long run. Maybe not, though. I shouldn't speak too soon. Did you see Max get sideways coming out of turn 2?
Yep, for sure.
Wow, that'll make you nervous, too. When you're up in the lead and all of a sudden you start getting sideways, no. And this turn 3 here is just a killer. It's so hard to get around this turn. Oh, 88 in the wall. Sean Butler tags the wall coming out of turn 3 pretty hard. Let's see if that affects his lap times at all.
I don't see too much damage on the side of the truck, but you know, those straightaways are long. You gotta keep the truck in good shape or you're gonna get some aero issues.
Absolutely. The Joshua Butler, he did go down low. Looked like he's going to challenge Joshua Buckley, but now he's backed off. We'll see if Sean Butler is going to try and pass his little brother here.
We were talking about the fuel run, and it is a pretty long run. So if his truck, yeah, it looks like there is some damage on the back end too.
Yeah, that
might be a bad time.
Yeah, that could be the nail in the coffin for him. Let's take you on board with Sean Butler. You can see coming down this front stretch, really, really long front stretch here. And you just, like you said earlier, Mike, you just got to really arc it perfectly into this turn to get good speed. And it looks like he did. Either he did or Joshua didn't do a great job because Sean just gained a lot of ground on him. So Sean Butler makes the pass on his brother Josh. And we'll take you up here to John Fershing and Joshua Buckley right up against each other. And I don't know, do you get much draft on this track?
I don't. You definitely get some draft off of, I would say, one going down that backstretch. I don't know how much of an advantage you're going to get from it, but it might upset the car a little bit going in and out of the corners. But I for the most part, I think it doesn't really come into play. You got some battling going on up there for sure.
Yeah, Nate LaFleur, David Howard, those guys are pretty close to each other as well. David Howard, this is his first race with us. We had a pretty small field tonight, so we asked him to go ahead and fill an extra spot. And he's a really great driver. I raced with him many times. He and I have spent a lot of time side by side on the track. Very safe, very good, respectful driver. So we're really, really glad to have him in the lead now. Oh, LaFleur gets into the wall coming out of 2.
Yeah, I have a feeling that a lot of drivers are going to test that wall coming out of 2 today. Just really trying to get as much speed as you can, carry as much speed through there as you can. That wall comes in on you quick.
And up here we have the 15 of John Fershing battling Joshua Buckley for that 3rd spot. He gets beside him down the front stretch, but can't make it happen on turn 1.
No, I'd say he played it a little bit safe there. He didn't want to carry too much speed and drift up into Josh, so he kind of let him have the position. It's early in the race. We got lots of time.
Yep. Great driving. And it is easy to make that mistake here in turn 1. I know I've eaten that wall coming out of turn 1 many a time.
Be interesting to see how many drivers try and stretch on fuel here. I know it's going to be pretty close to a one-stop race. I don't know if it'll quite be possible, but you know, it might be, which brings that, do you kind of back off, save some fuel, and try and stretch it?
Yeah, that could be a good, you know, important strategy call here. I think I did the calculation earlier, and it came down to right around 35 laps on a tank of fuel. And with this being a 60-lap race, I mean, I calculated that based on a 1 or 2 lap run. So, yeah, they could try to push it, or they might go conservative.
Well, if you're pulling 35, then there's not much to worry about. I think we'll be good. We'll have to see when the first window comes up.
Yeah, and if it stays green, I think a lot of it's just going to depend on which driver does it first. So like playing chicken, who's going to go first?
Oh, Jamie got real loose there. Did save it.
Let's watch a replay of Jamie. See him get into turn 2, and he did a great job saving it here. Coming out of turn 2, he just back end steps out on him, and it's easy to overcorrect right there when that happens.
Yeah, it's not natural turning right when you're turning left, and you do it too much, you can end up going back into the outside wall. But he saved it there pretty well.
Yeah, you just have to find that bite point. As soon as those back tires bite, man, you got to get that wheel straightened out, or it's coming around, and it's so easy to do. And we actually saw that at Bristol this weekend in the Sprint Cup Series. You saw Brad Keselowski get sideways coming out of turn 4, snapped over to the right, hit the wall, and took out his teammate as well. So it's an easy mistake to do, even for the pros.
Yeah, for sure. He likes to blame the rain, but I don't think it was the rain.
there were 40 other drivers on the track that didn't slide on the rain. I'm just saying.
It's true.
So Jamie Christensen is one of your, I know I saw him on the broadcast, he's one of your guys over at NASCAR, right?
Yes, sir. He, you know, I like to call him the voice of NASCAR. He's up in the booth with me, and you know, he's been coming over here to get some laps down because we all know we like to do some racing and some broadcasting. But over at NASCAR, he's you, and I think he does a great job over there. So it's nice to come over here and see him race and try and hold his own. But I like watching his broadcasts as well.
Yeah, and he does a great job. His voiceovers and everything. It's one of those things. The voiceovers, you know, I used to always criticize the guys on TV, on Fox and ESPN and all that, until I started doing it and I realized it's not exactly the easiest thing to do.
No, for sure. We don't have any boogity taglines yet, but
that's right. We don't have Danica to talk about every 5 minutes either.
That's true.
Ooh, Christensen wobbles a little bit in turn 3, but holds on to it. But Buckley is right there ready to strike.
Yeah, they're going to start fighting. I think Max is going to try and put some distance on the two of them.
Yeah, and right now he has... Oh, yeah, Christensen just gets up out of the way and Buckley dives in.
Yeah. I think he gave him the position. He might try and get a good runoff here, and you might see him go inside.
That's what I'm seeing. He's got some momentum coming off that turn, but you don't want to go side by side in turn 2 here either. Nope, so they fall into place. Buckley holds on to second.
Yeah, with the way that these trucks have been stepping out, I think we're going to see some tire management starting from Jamie too. Yep. And I'm sure they're going to be taking 4 tires when they come in.
And Luke is up in 4th now. Sean Butler charging his way through the field. He is 1.5 seconds behind Jamie Christensen. And have a look at our fastest lap here. Buckley has the fastest lap so far of the race, 56.36. Sean Butler's very close to behind with a 56.39. And there you see our running order. Well, go ahead.
I was going to say Sean's right now about 3 seconds, almost just about 4 seconds behind the leader. And the leader looks like he is kind of pulling away from Sean here, so we'll have to watch them throughout the race. Take us through the order.
All right, up front we got Max Theriault holding on to a nice, comfortable, almost 2-second lead. Ahead of second place, Joshua Buckley. And Buckley and Christensen right now still duking it out pretty hard. Christensen is not giving this up too easy. And Sean Butler coming up behind them, and he's going to be a threat here pretty soon, I think. Right behind Sean Butler is John Pershing. So Sean doesn't have it easy right now. And pretty far back, a good almost 5 seconds back, we got Joshua Butler and David Howard. And just in front of them is Nate LaFleur. He is a lap down.
Yeah, looks like he did jump into the pits. Maybe we can use a quick repair, get some tires.
Yep, he did. So he must have taken some damage when he tagged that wall.
No, he's hoping for a caution right now in that lucky dog position. It's going to be interesting. I don't know if we're going to get one with the amount of trucks we have on the track right now.
Yeah, this could go green the whole way, or there could be a couple cautions. But usually on a track like this, when you get spread out this far, chance for cautions get pretty slim, unless someone slips. A lot of these guys have been getting sideways a lot, so you never know.
You know what I find real interesting is that you know, Sean is consistent right now behind the leader at about 3.8 seconds, and his truck isn't looking all that great. So when he comes in to get his tires and gets that quick repair, he might be real quick.
Yeah, that's true. And over here running by himself, Matt Breckel. Looks like he's already taken a pit stop. I didn't see, did he go around? I didn't see.
I didn't see it either, but he was in.
And with us being on lap 14, that means he'll definitely have to take or make another pit stop. Yeah, I didn't catch if he went around. If he did, that would explain it. If not, he might be going for just spending the most amount of time possible on new tires.
Looks like I just reviewed it. He did bounce off the wall and put it in the infield, so he had to pit for some repairs.
Okay. What lap was that on?
That was lap 3.
Okay,
he pitted in on lap 4 there.
So back up to this battle between Joshua Buckley and Jamie Christensen.
Yeah, these two have got some experience running over at NASCAR, so these guys know each other. Jamie knows what he has to do to get around Josh, and he also knows that Josh likes to race real hard, especially here at Pocono. So I'm sure we'll see these guys play nice for a little while.
And I'll tell you one thing I'm really looking forward to is next season with you guys at NASCAR. I'm going to race over there. It's been a while since I've been on the track. I've been doing the broadcasting thing, and it'll be really cool to race with these. I really haven't raced with these guys other than when we first started the league, and it'll be really cool to get on the track with them. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing how you do with your Oculus. I think that's something we've talked about a little in my league, and I think the Oculus Rift brings a new dimension to iRacing and how it can play to a driver's advantage. So I'm looking to see how you do with it.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Oh, David Howard Jr. looks to the inside of Joshua Butler. Is he going to try and go too wide in turn 2 and make a pass? Maybe not. And right that
looks
right
like Nate.
What's that?
Yeah, Nate's going to come in. Nate's going to come in and get a position there. Not really for position, but.
And David, I'm sure, is being super giving on the track today, just because he doesn't want to get in these guys' ways. He's out there just to have some fun, turn some laps at the league. But yeah, about that Oculus Rift, it's interesting because I think there are advantages and there are disadvantages, and I'm curious to see how it balances out, if it's in favor one way or the other. I know on road courses I'm way better with the Rift on because I just have, you got that 3D view. Oh, Nate LaFleur goes around. He hangs onto it though.
Man, that car was sliding sideways. I don't know how he got that straightened out, but good job there.
Let's have a look at a replay. Wow, great job by David Howard getting around him too. Let's go on board with David Howard and watch this.
Yeah, as a driver, you see that. You don't know whether to get off the gas or go high. You hope he's not going to, jump back up the track into you. Man, that's crazy.
That was insane how close he was. Yeah. That'll get your blood pumping right there. Good job by LaFleur holding on to that. Wow.
Yeah, he's still sliding around the track, so I think he might have burned up those rear tires there.
Yeah, he probably got him pretty hot. And right behind Nate LaFleur is Matt Breckel, and these two actually are on the same lap, so Matt may be trying to pass him for position, and if LaFleur burned up his tires too much, Matt might get up there. And Matt also, I'm sure, is driving very conservative tonight too. Same reason, he doesn't want to mess up these guys' season or anything like that.
Yeah, that Oculus, so we're talking about road course. I think being able to look into the corner and turn your head and look at the apex. Oh, someone just go around? We have a caution.
We have a caution. Nate LaFleur again with those slippery tires. Oh, and during practice I saw him wreck at this exact same spot many a time, just coming off of that turn and getting into the grass. He's just having a tough time with that turn.
Well, that's going to make things a little bit interesting here.
Yeah, it will. Let's get them all bunched up again. Let's have a look again at what happened to Nate LaFleur here. See him coming around turn 2. He got on the apron. I think that upset his truck. And back end stepped out on him. And actually, I thought it looked like he was going to overcorrect, but he just trying to hold on to it straight and ended up going into the grass. Kind of weird that brought out a caution, to be honest. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, I've seen much worse with no caution, with trucks smoking in the grass. And
Let's go on board.
iRacing does its thing.
Yeah, very strange. Let's go on board with Nate. You can see him. He's fighting it, fighting it, fighting it. Almost into the wall. That is, I gotta say, that's very strange. It brought out a caution. He kept the nose pointed straight forward the entire time. There was no car contact. But going to bunch up this field here.
Yeah, I'm sure Butler's happy to see that, though. Get that truck in, get a repair.
Yeah, he really needs some repairs on that truck. And Nate needs some new tires that aren't so slippery.
Yeah. I think we're going to see everybody get some tires here.
Now, interesting thing, this is not going to be, it's just barely too early for them to finish out the race, I think.
Yep, no one's going to go the distance from here.
Nope, so everyone's going to fill up from here, and they're all going to have to stop one more time. Unless, I mean, I don't think you can save 5 laps here. It's not possible.
Unless you stay out, I don't think anyone's going to stay out. I think everyone wants tires, but if you... Yeah, you got to come in here.
Yeah, I can't imagine anybody risking staying out just by the fact that, you know, we stayed green for so long, and there is a pretty good chance we'll stay green the rest of the way. Or maybe not. Maybe not to speak too soon. Alright, so we see, yep, everybody coming down pit road. Matt Breckel's going to stay out and get his lap back, and then I'm sure he'll pit after that. He
wants his wave around.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, he'll get his wave around. Now, remember, Matt pitted on lap 2 or 3. So he'll be in the same boat as everybody else, but he's still going to have to pit earlier than everybody else.
Be interesting to see if we have any 2 tire takers here. Looks like everyone's taking 4.
Yeah, probably a smart move. Like I said, these drivers know there's a good chance they're in it for the long haul, so if it were later in the race, I'd expect to see some people taking risks.
Well, Sean's up to 3rd with a fresh truck, some tires.
Yeah, he made it up to 3rd. Christiansen and Ontario, they got work to do now. And if I were in Christensen's shoes, I wouldn't even consider Battle Ontario for that lead spot at this point. Even if I felt like I was a little bit faster, you start getting side by side, you're going to slow yourself down, and you got Sean Butler right there nipping at your heels.
Yeah, I think it's going to be uncomfortable enough as it is. So we'll see how it plays out. We all know Sean's quick, so should be fun.
And some of these other guys were running pretty fast laps there too, so I wouldn't rule them out just yet. And looking at these season points again, you can see Max Terrio and John Pershing, these guys are only 8 points away from each other. And so that right now, to me, is going to be the biggest battle to keep an eye on.
You guys said you finish up in Talladega next week, right?
Yeah, we threw Talladega at the end. Actually, this sort of sandwiched this season with super speedways. We started with Daytona, finished with Talladega, had some short tracks all mixed in. And should be pretty wild card finish. And next season we're going to do mostly 1 to 1.5 mile ovals.
Yeah, Talladega and Daytona, they're always exciting races. You got to really find a partner. Things can be a bit of a crapshoot. You know, when you guys are running close in a series like that, you kind of want to build a buffer here at Pocono and not have to worry going into Talladega.
Yep. Yeah, and Talladega could stir everything up quite a bit.
Always makes for a good show, though.
Yep.
So it looks like Josh still has the quick lap of the race. At least one of the quick laps of the race. No, I guess... no, he's still up there. So it'll be interesting to see you know, what he does from 4th place here.
So far Max has led all but one lap. Jamie Christensen led one of them. And like I said, I don't think I would battle if I were Jamie, but it was fun watching those guys a little bit ago, and I wouldn't mind seeing them go at it again. But I think they're going to be staying in line, keeping their noses clean, and trying to keep Sean off their heels.
Yeah, if there's one thing I can say about Jamie racing with him in the past, he's really conservative. He knows when to make the moves, and he knows when, you know, to ride in line. And I think with 38 laps to go of a 60-lap race, I don't think it's the time yet for him to really battle. So I think you'll see him settle in, conserve those tires, run some quick laps, and then think about fighting as we get closer to the finish. But I could be wrong. See.
Well, that's always the most fun, racing with somebody who, you know, when you're around people, and that's why I like league racing, because it's the same people week after week, and you know how they race, you know when they get aggressive and when they lay back, and they know, you know, the same thing about you, and it just makes it so much more interesting, really. It makes it a lot more fun. A lot of times I get into those open races and I think that everybody in there, this is their last race ever on iRacing, and they're just going for broke.
Yeah, and they're always racing for the win on the second lap. It's a different style of racing, those open races, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so they'll be coming around turn 3 for that last time and getting ready for their restart. And just point out, Matt Breckel did get his lap back, and he'll just have to pit a little bit sooner than these guys, but great, you know, it worked out for him because everybody's going to have to pit again anyway.
Yeah, they're definitely all on a one-stop strategy from here.
And I think LaFleur must have pitted because he's still a lap down. Pace car dives off, and we're back green. Sean Butler all over the bumper of Max Terrio.
Yeah, he's pushing that 42 down the front stretch there.
Oh, they take it, almost go 3 wide. Christensen looking to pass on the outside, and Buckley's going to come with him.
Yeah, he's got that outside figured out for that first corner for sure.
Yeah, he really does, and Buckley just about bump drafting down that stretch. Can't really say back stretch or front stretch here, I guess.
Oh, that
Christensen.
That extra speed. He saved it though. He did a good job there.
He did a great job. Got back in line.
Yeah, you get a car pushing you down the straight like that. It gets you a little bit of extra entry speed, and it can definitely mess up your exit if you're not careful.
Yeah. All right, so Christensen falls in line behind Buckley. Buckley, new leader, leads his first lap of the race. Ooh, the 99 at Joshua Butler. He gets into the wall a little bit coming out of turn 1. Looks like he collected himself up, though.
Yeah, it looks like he hit it a couple times there, just a little bit.
And these top 4 have gotten pretty sorted out. Sean Butler definitely diving into the turn 3 a little bit later than Max Terrio. Oh,
yeah, everyone's running different lines there.
Yeah, Christensen taps the wall coming out of 3. Now Sean needs to be careful here. He was behind Terrio at Bristol a couple of times and got into his back end because Terrio is more of a slow entry kind of guy on these corners. And I think Sean kind of attacks him a little bit more aggressively. So he's got to be careful. It does make you nervous when you got a guy in front of you who you know goes in slower into the turns. So 4 of these guys putting on a pretty good show right now.
Yeah, it looks like Max a little bit of a gap in there between him and Sean. Jamie's looking like he's really fighting that loose truck.
Yeah, he really is. I see him wobbling almost every turn. And now Terrio looks to the inside to try and take that second spot back from him. And Buckley's way, way down low on the front stretch. I didn't see if he slid. Maybe he slid coming out of 3.
Looks like he's trying to break the draft. He's done that a couple times. Just running the inside of that straight.
Ooh, Terrio. He's wobbling hard coming out of 2 now. Yeah, all these guys are really, really loose coming out of these turns. Got to hand it to them, though. They're doing a good job of hanging on to it. Buckley extending his lead. He has almost a 1-second lead. Oh, Terrio gets loose coming out of it. This is like watching ice skating.
Yeah, it's crazy. Usually the temps, so running those cooler temps on the track really up the truck, make it a little bit more stable. But there's something about Pocono that just upsets the rear end of that truck.
Yeah, it is just a really tough track. Christensen all over Max Terrio now. And Butler gets a run coming off of turn 1. He looks to the inside of Christensen. He's going to try and take the 3rd spot. Christensen backs out. Smart move going into turn 2, especially when you know the other guy has a lot more speed than you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, things like that is what makes me excited to race with these guys. I mean, just absolute care and respect on the track. I love to see it. Whoa!
Oh!
Christensen goes around coming out of 3, gets hard into the wall on the front stretch. That's going to bring out our second caution of the day. Wow.
I think it was completely unrelated. Joshua Butler was out too on the same exit.
Did he really? I'm wondering if Christensen was trying to avoid him or something.
No, that was behind. Christensen went first.
Okay.
But 2 cars spinning.
So let's go back. Yeah, I see Joshua around. Let's go back and watch a replay here. Coming out of 3. Yeah, completely separate incidents. Joshua turns around. It looked like Christensen was the first one to kind of have difficulty. Joshua didn't really go around. He just sort of slid. I don't know, maybe it was the caution he got on the brakes or something. And let's have a look at Christensen.
Yeah, it's funny sometimes when you're following a truck and they go a little loose and you see them go loose, naturally you kind of follow it as well. So.
Yep. Yeah, if it breaks, especially right there in turn 3 where you're concentrating so hard, it breaks your concentration the slightest bit, and easy to make another mistake. Good job by Joshua, though. I mean, he kept it straight, and obviously the caution was because of Christensen getting into the wall there. Pretty hard, too. Fortunately, he has another reset left.
Tell you what that does, though. That does all. We should be able to go to the end from here.
Yep. Yeah.
Pretty close.
I expect to see everybody pit here and go to the end on fuel. So Joshua Buckley continues to lead, but now he's going to have to battle, and we'll see how they do coming off of pit road.
Now, with those back-to-back cautions, you think maybe we have someone just take 2, try and stay out in front?
It's hard to tell. I mean, you got 30 laps to go. Usually the way I look at it is if it takes longer, if it takes an extra 7 or 8 seconds to get the tires, and I have 30 or 40 laps to go, usually it doesn't really work out for you. Now, if we were on lap 45 or so, I'd be looking for some 2-tire stops.
Yeah, we got about 9 laps in between, so I think you're probably right.
So it looks like all the drivers are coming down pit road. I think this looks like the 7 of David Howard overslid his box a little bit. And Sean Butler takes 2 tires and he's the first one off pit road, so look at that.
Yes. Interesting strategy. I think he'll be quick, so starting out in front means that he doesn't have to dodge any wrecks. Maybe that's what he's thinking.
And Buckley... You know what? I bet you Buckley's serving a penalty right now, because I know he's not getting repairs. He probably got a penalty, speeding on pit road or something, because he's still sitting in his pit stall.
I see. Yeah, the truck looks in pretty good shape, so.
Yeah, he's still sitting there. I'm not real sure what's going on here. Normally penalty's only, what, 15 seconds for speeding?
Yeah, I think he'd be finished that by now. Maybe I'll do some investigative reporting and find out.
Yeah, why don't you go over there and find out what's going on? And he's going to have to get out of the pit stall soon, or he's going to lose a lap. All right, here he comes out of the pit, so he will maintain his lap. He's got to race around this triangle pretty fast now.
There wasn't a lot of communication on the radio there, but he's rolling, so that's a good sign.
Was he in the bathroom?
That's always possible.
I know I've taken bathroom breaks at pit stops here at Pocono before. You can do it. Under caution, you can take a bathroom break and still stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, for sure. It's a long pace lap.
Now they did recently up the pace speed here. Actually, all tracks. iRacing recently upped the pace speed, and we're at 75 miles an hour now. So I don't know if you'd have enough time for a bathroom break. Probably depends on how much you've been drinking.
And how far your bathroom is. I guess that's one of the bonus of virtual racing is you're not strapped in.
Yeah, yeah. It does remind me of one of my favorite scenes at Talladega is right at the beginning. That driver gets out and he says, "What? I gotta go take a leak." And he goes and gets a sandwich and he's like, "What? We're in last place. What's it matter?" Sometimes I feel like that. I get into a room with a bunch of really fast drivers. Sometimes I feel like, whatever. I'm gonna go take a break.
Yeah, I think we've all been there.
But yeah, I am definitely excited to get back on the track with you guys. It's been a while since I raced, so I'll probably be a little bit rusty, and I'm going to be extra conservative. I'm always really, really conservative with that Oculus Rift, just because you don't have quite as much peripheral vision as you do with a triple monitor setup. And so if someone's beside me, I'm not even going to try to fight it. With my triples, I would take the risk sometimes, but I'm just going to kind of do my thing, and I don't really care where I finish as long as I get to battle somebody. I love it.
Yeah, I think I think you get used to it. I think with the Oculus, you got to get used to turning your head a little bit more. But it's definitely got its pros and cons. The triple screen setup is right now, I think, the best thing that you can really get in iRacing. But when we get an Oculus with a higher resolution, with maybe a little bit a wider angle, it's like you're in the car.
Yeah, and that's really the big debate between the two, between triples and Oculus is, for me, I prefer the Oculus. I couldn't possibly race on screens again, and to me, it's more about the 3D and less about the virtual reality head turning. It's just, I can't go back to 2D going on a screen anymore. So Sean Butler just pitted again. Not real sure what he did there. He took 2 tires,
I don't know, maybe
or 4 tires. Maybe he, you know what I bet you happened? He knows he has enough time to make it back to the front again, because we just passed halfway. And he probably thought everyone was going to take 2. And when he saw that he was the only one who took 2, Probably thought better of it and decided to come in, get those other 2 tires, start in the back, and work his way up again.
Yeah, that's probably the case, or unless he thinks the fuel window is a little bit closer than we think it is, and he wanted to top up. But I think you're probably right about the tires. You know, the top 3 cars right now, Max, Jamie, and Josh, have all been pretty quick. So.
So our running order now, we've got Max Terrio, Jamie Christensen. Actually, it hasn't shown Sean Butler's back in the bottom again. The overlay hasn't updated yet until we cross the finish line. Pershing, Josh Butler, Matt Breckel, Joshua Buckley, and Nate LaFleur. And I do believe we have one more to go. Looks like they're already starting to double up, but... Oh, actually, this is it. We're going green now.
No, that's it.
Max Terrio, he's now on the outside of Jamie Christensen. We'll see if Jamie can make the inside work this time. And I don't think so. That outside line is the place to be on the start.
Yeah, for sure. I think building the speed through that long corner is definitely a little bit easier when you've got that outside line. They all get in line pretty quick here.
Yeah. Ooh, Matt Breckel. He hits the apron a little bit in turn 2. It looked like it could have upset his truck. It did slow him down a little bit. Now he's getting passed on the inside and the outside by Nate LaFleur and Joshua Buckley. Good job by Matt hanging on to that, though. That can be hairy when you hit that thing.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Josh Butler into the wall. He loses a lot of ground. Everybody goes right around him. And up front, we pretty well sorted out. Sean Butler now in 4th already, and he is threatening John Pershing for the 3rd spot.
It's amazing what 4 fresh tires will do.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys were slip sliding all over the place. It looked like someone dropped some oil on the track.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you get those 4 fresh tires, you got more confidence, you can put the car wherever you want, you can keep it off another car, at least 4 or 5 laps. Then things go to hell again.
Joshua Butler takes his position back from Matt Breckel, but he has a long way to go before he works his way up there. He lost a lot of ground when he hit that wall coming out of 3.
Car doesn't look too bad though. He should be okay.
Max Terrio, he's enjoying a pretty decent lead there. Ooh, his back end gets a little wobbly coming out of the turn. Oh, LaFleur into the wall hard. Let's watch a replay of that. You see him coming out of turn 3 here. And it just wobbles a little bit, pushes up, and slams the wall. Good job by Buckley moving down low and getting right past him.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard lick for sure.
And now we got Sean Butler looking to the inside of Jamie Christensen. Aggressive move here where they are. Christensen moves up. Can he stay off the wall? Yes. Sean Butler takes the spot. Sean Butler now in 3rd. And David Howard right up there in the mix too. And again, you know, he's joining us for the first time. He was hesitant to. He didn't really want to race because he was afraid of messing up someone's season, but he's a great driver and we trust him.
It looks like he's going to try and go inside on Jamie here too. getting past like that in turn 2 can really, put you in a rough feeling, and I think you got to bounce back from it. You got to get that pass out, and then start hitting your marks again.
Yeah, it'll mess with your psyche a little bit, because if you just get, off of your normal pattern, and you got to kind of regroup mentally. So we got the 2 of Joshua Buckley looking to the inside of Christensen, and I think David Howard's going to try and come with him if he makes the pass. Oh, those guys are so close. Buckley gets in line behind Christensen.
I think Christensen said there, one person passed me in 2, that's going to be enough. Stay back there.
Buckley looked like he was thinking about going to the inside, but backed off. And David Howard fell back quite a bit there, too.
I think you find as the laps tick down that the trucks get just a little bit wider, a little bit wider, a little bit wider.
Yes, they do. And Christensen just, he's found that spot again where he's starting to wobble, I'm noticing, coming out of these turns.
Yeah, it looks like Josh got a little bit loose there too.
Yeah. Hey, at first I thought Josh had a run and he was going to go for the pass, but I think he was just maintaining control of the truck. These three very
I think what happens is you get that run, and then you turn left to try and get inside of the truck in front of you, but just turning that left a little bit more can really upset the rear end, and then you end up losing the run.
Yep.
The trick is to complete the turn, run up to the wall, get your run, and then dive in on the straight, but finishing the pass can be difficult as well. So.
And he's going for it now. Buckley looks to the inside of Christensen. And Christensen goes wide and just lets him right pass. We'll see how he does. See if he gets aggressive coming out of the turn here. Christensen might try and get that spot back. Oh! Buckley gets into the wall. Christensen gets into the back end of Buckley. And now David Howard's going to come right with him. Caution is out.
And we have a caution. Looks like the 99.
Yeah, totally different part of this track. Trying to find what we got going on here. Okay, the 99, oh no, that was the 20 of Matt Breckel coming out of turn 2. He got into the wall pretty hard. I think that's what brought out the caution. Is it?
Well, the 99 was sitting off of turn 3 in the inside wall.
Ah, that's what brought it out. Okay, yep, I'm seeing it right now on the replay. Yeah, Joshua Butler, he just spun. Yeah, just locked it up. Well, that was smart locking it up so he didn't get into the wall and smash his truck up. And not, that's another thing he did right there, and I want to commend him on, is not flinging it back onto the track. I've seen so many drivers get in that same situation he was just in, fling it back onto the track and end up ruining somebody else's race. So good job by Joshua Butler, just locking it down and staying out of everyone's way.
Yeah, it happened in a good spot too. He was able to pull right into the pits, get some tires, get back out, and it looks like he even got out in front of the pace car.
Yep, he did.
I'll tell you though.
Go ahead.
iRacing is definitely being lenient on yellows this time. Normally we don't see yellows like that with the single car incident.
Yeah, I'm surprised. 2 of the cautions that we had today, I wouldn't have expected it. I mean, if you showed me a replay of that and said, would there be a caution, I'd have said absolutely not. This second one, I could see maybe, but he was pretty far off the racing surface. Yeah, they seem to be very, I don't know, do we got somebody in Fox controlling the caution button or something?
Right, we've been saying that we were going to do that over at NASCAR. We were actually going to start throwing cautions when we think cautions should be thrown, because iRacing, gets it wrong so much, and it's not the fault of the guys at iRacing. It's really hard to program a dynamic caution system the way that they do. So You know, it's encouraging to me to see them come out well when NASCAR would actually throw them. So I think it's going to make for an interesting last 19 laps. That's for sure.
Yep. Yeah, it's a tough call. I decided in this league not to do any manual cautions, just because there's too much chance for somebody to perceive favoritism or something like that. You know, where why did you throw a caution when this happened to me or whatnot? And I think the iRacing system does a fairly decent job of it. There have been a couple of times where I was surprised there wasn't one, but I didn't want to step in and intervene.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to keep things as fair as possible, but also create the experience, you know, as close to NASCAR as you get. So it's a fine line, and it's different with every league, and I think you guys do a good job here for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
And I wouldn't want to, you know, be leaning on a caution button like they do in the real deal. So.
Yeah. What happened to Joshua Butler there? Joshua Butler missed his pit stall, and now he's got to do some finagling to get back in it, which he knows he's starting at the end anyway, so it's not that big of a loss, but he kind of did a weird little turn in there.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay.
So our starting lineup looks like Max Terrio up front again, and in second place is Sean Butler.
Do you guys allow the leader to choose their line, like outside, inside here?
Yes, we do. The drivers just got to discuss it over TeamSpeak and make a decision, and the leader gets to choose.
I'll tell you, if I was Max, I think I'd be wanting to start on the outside.
Oh, definitely. I wouldn't even consider the inside lane. And I think he started on the outside earlier, so I expect him to do the same.
Yeah, it looks like he is there. Lights are still on, though, on the pace car, so we'll see how things sort out.
And lights are still on in the pace car, so one more. Yeah, the pace laps here pretty long.
Yeah, it's a big track.
Well, while we're waiting, I want to just throw a couple things out there. You can go to our website, redlightleague.com. You can see our schedules, standings, everything. We're just wrapping up this season. We'll be posting information for the next season pretty soon. And we are currently recruiting, so if you would like to join us, if you go to our website, redlightleague.com, there's a little apply button up there in the top toolbar. You can click that and send in a little form, and we'll get back with you as soon as possible. And also, while we're on the topic, I want to remind everybody, all the red light drivers and anybody watching, I highly encourage you to go over to NAVSCAR, that's NAVSCARRacingLeague.com, and apply over there. I applied. I'm really looking forward to running, and so far I've seen nothing but good things out of your league there.
Yeah, we appreciate the kind words, and you know, I would encourage anybody that's new to iRacing or just starting out with virtual racing, look into a league, man. Getting in with a bunch of guys week after week and learning to race with people, the same people every week. The experience is, you know, second to none, and it can definitely be rewarding. So check it out. Check one of our leagues out, and come out, turn some laps, have some fun.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for league racing over you know, the official racing, and I put off league racing for my first couple years here because, like most people probably think, is I was like, well, what's the point? There's no points, there's no championship, you know, there's none of this stuff. And once I got into it and see how it's done and how it's run, and like you said, getting to run with the same people week after week, I mean, I all but stopped racing the official series because it's just not nearly as good as what you see in a league.
Yeah, I'll say this is the closest thing you can get. You know, for a lot of our guys out there and race enthusiasts, you know, we just can't afford to get in a real vehicle and go out and do some Saturday night racing. So, you know, not to say that you can't spend thousands of dollars on a racing rig and get things set up, because you definitely can. But it's a little bit cheaper than starting the real deal, but just as fun.
Yes, sir.
Looks like they're getting sorted out here. This is on the outside row. I think we're going to see Sean race pretty hard into turn one. I think we're not going to see him just give up that spot, because it's going to be, if there's going to be an easy place to pass, I think it's going to be running into that corner. Easiest place to pass, I should say.
I don't know. He took that chance on turn 2 last time. I don't know. I'd have a hard time. Maybe he can do it. It just seems like it'd be really, really hard to pass on the inside on turn 1 on the start with how fast these drivers have been on the outside. But, you know, it is Sean Butler, and he is able to hook it pretty well, so it'll be interesting to watch anyway.
I just think drivers are going to get a little bit, you know, more impatient with 16 laps to go. We're going to see guys take chances that they necessarily wouldn't have taken with 30 laps to go, and I don't think we're going to see them easily give up that spot. So it should be an interesting battle. Yeah,
I think we're starting to see the give and take is going to wear off, you know, wear down a little bit. I still expect them to be respectful, but there's going to be a lot less easy passes going on, we'll say.
For sure.
Here we go into turn 1. Man, Butler got a great start. He's already passed him before he even gets into the turn.
Yeah, Jamie's pushing pretty hard back there, too.
Oh, Buckley gets into the back end of Terrio. Boggles it all up. Pershing gets into the back end of Buckley. Terrio gets sent around. Not good.
Yeah, I hate seeing that. Joshua, he's getting it's the end of the race, man. You get pushed a little bit harder, and I think he just made a little bit of contact there that he didn't mean to make.
Yeah.
Put him around. Just barely.
Yeah, let's have a look at this replay. You see him going into turn 1. Buckley just had a good run and just barely got into Terrio, but man, that started a big chain of events. 4 or 5 drivers caught up in that. Wow. And Max,
well, there's no truer statement in NASCAR. Options do breed cautions.
Yeah, absolutely. Max, I'm sure, is not very pleased right now. I know I would not be happy. Considering how well he's been running. Now he has a torn-up truck and probably no resets.
Yeah, you hate to see that for him there.
Now, it's possible, because the drivers do have the ability to choose whether or not they use a reset. And Max has not been caught up in anything yet, so it's possible that he hasn't used his reset and he still has one. I hope for his sake he does. I'd hate to see him run so good this entire race and then something like that kind of wipe him out at the end.
Yeah, I hope he does too. The way that truck's driving right now, it's crab walking pretty good there. He's going to need to repair it, and hopefully he's got some repairs. If not, I don't think he's going to get back out. Yeah, he might not be the only. Probably Buckley is needing some repairs too, so I don't know how he stands for his quick repairs either.
So that shuffles up the field quite a bit. David Howard moves up to 3rd, Matt Breckel up to 4th, and we see some cars coming down pit road. Some of them staying out, some of them coming in. Looks like pretty much all the vehicles that were caught up in that wreck are the ones coming down pit road now. And we'll have a look and see what they do with their tires here. And it looks like Max Terrio did have a quick reset. I just saw his truck kind of turn brand new again.
Yep.
So
it did bounce back there, so that's good. Good to hear. We'll see him. He's still got 13 laps, so by the time we get back going, 11 laps to go. Plenty of time. Plenty of time to make some stuff work.
And the 2 with Joshua Buckley. Looks like he's sitting there again. He might actually be getting repairs now. Yeah.
Yep, the rear end of that truck looks pretty bad, so.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and he definitely, he's got some damage. It looks like he backed into a tree right there.
Yeah, that car was spinning. It looked like it at one point got up into the fence. It looked like John Pershing actually drove underneath him during that wreck, so. He's got a couple of repairs he's got to get done, for sure. But he is rolling, so maybe he's going to get that go around, come back in, and continue to work on it.
Yeah, I hate to see so many, win contenders get boggled up like this right here at the end. A lot of these guys look like they had a real good shot at it. But now they've let the cat out of the bag. Sean Butler's up front, and they got a lot of work to do if they're going to take that back from him.
Looks like all the trucks are on the lead lap, unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Got a couple lucky dogs with all those cautions. It's nice to see everybody, have a chance here.
We are getting down to the nitty-gritty. We'll be, I think, 10 to go when we start. 11 or 10 to go when we start. Yeah, it'll be, maybe even 9. It's so hard to judge how long we've been under caution with how long these pace laps are. So we're pacing with Jamie Christensen right now. And you know what? I'm going to pull Jamie Christensen down here and talk to him real quick while they're under caution. Jamie Christensen, this is Jeremy Patterson in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going great. We're enjoying watching you race. Looks like you're having some trouble getting loose out of the turns. Tell me how the track feels.
Yeah, every corner is a little bit different challenge, and I think the biggest enemy I got is myself trying to overdrive the truck, staying up here in the front. But for the most part, it's pretty decent. But I just find myself trying to hit my marks, and like you said, coming out of the corners have been kind of a challenge this evening.
Yeah, and
I'll tell you, going to those greens, you look like you make those high lines work in turn 1 for coming onto this off the green. So, you think you're going to be able to do it on the low line here? It looks like the 88 probably will take the high line.
Yeah, I don't think so. I tried that with Max when I was on the inside, and I couldn't make it, and he was able to get it in front of me there. So I don't know. The last restart, I was all over Josh's Butler's bumper there, really pushing him hard. So I don't know if I'll get the same kind of push going into 1 this time or not to make it interesting. But just want to keep the truck clean and be there at the end,
All right, great. Well, good luck, Jamie, and we look forward to watching this battle to the end. Looks like you'll be 9 to go or 10 to go when you take the green. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, you said cautions breed cautions, and you're absolutely right. I hope the breeding time is over and these guys get back to racing. I really am excited to see a good battle to the finish here.
Yeah, I think we're going to see it this time. I think the guys know that there are no more quick repairs. They got to make it work this time. So I think we'll see some green flags click off here. It's interesting that Jamie mentioned that he pushed off the start, and really that's what made that pass work. So You know, hopefully, I think he's hoping for the same thing from the 7, but it might not happen for him.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that, see how it works out. Great showing by David Howard here on his first race with us, though. And we go green. Little bit of boggle back up in the field, but they get it all straightened out, and slows everyone down but Sean Butler.
Yeah, Jamie, he drifted up just a little bit in that corner and sent 15 a little bit high, so I definitely backed them up. I think that's what Sean wanted to see.
Yep, and now we're almost three wide in the back here. I think they get it straightened out, though. And so Sean gets out there, gets that clean air, and if he can keep it off the wall, he's got a pretty good gap. These guys got a lot of ground to make up. And we see David Howard fall to the inside and fall back a little bit. I'm not sure what happened there. Could be he's just backing off just to stay out of everyone's way. Which, as good of a driver as he is, I honestly wouldn't consider him to be in anybody's way.
Oh!
Oh, we're going around.
Looks like Max drifted up there.
Yeah, I see Matt Breckel. He's got that number 20 Waffle House truck in the wall. Let's have a look at the replay here. And you see him come out of turn 2. Kind of looks like Max Terrio. I think Max Terrio got into Matt's left rear a little bit there.
Yeah, you don't normally see that in that part of the track.
Let's have a look at from the chopper cam. Yeah, it's a strange place for a couple cars to get together. Let's have a look and see what happened here. You see, Terrio definitely had a run on Matt coming out of the turn. Matt may have even been fighting his truck a little bit. And, yeah, that just looks like they just got together. Matt kind of came down a little bit. I think Matt was fighting his truck. He probably got a little loose coming out of that turn. He was fighting it. Terrio, he was good to go. I don't think Terrio went up and hit Matt or anything, but just one of those things. One truck starts getting a little bit wobbly, and sometimes it takes some other ones out with them.
Yeah, for sure. That's the one thing, you know, the downside about this system here is, you know, we got that spotter telling us there's a car on the outside, but it's not as descriptive as a real-life spotter. So there's no way to know when you're inside that truck on the outside's getting loose and fighting to get control. And
that's right. When, you know, you hear the real spotters, you know, calling out things like, hey, this guy's, you know, he's losing control coming out of turn 2, watch out for him, and then you know. But, yeah, we don't really get all that extra information.
Yeah, you can even see Max kind of, you know, give him room and try and give him room, and then he thinks he's got it under control, so he races a little bit hard, and yeah, it's just one of those racing deals.
Yeah, I hate for Max. You know, he's running second in points, and he's fighting to keep that second spot, and he's just had some bad luck today.
Yeah, there might even be a little bit of frustration after, you know, the way that last caution played out. Might be trying real hard to get some positions back, and gets to the better of you sometimes.
So Sean Butler fakes like he's going to come down to pit road. I don't think it fooled anybody. A couple of the guys in the back came down. I think they were probably going to come down anyway. Definitely our longest race of the season. We're almost an hour in now. Actually, we are. We're a little over an hour in.
It's been an entertaining race. It's been eventful. I'm glad it didn't go green to green the whole way.
Yeah, that can get a little boring sometimes. I mean, no one likes to be caught up in wrecks, and no one wants to have a caution fest either, but definitely keeps it a little more interesting to watch when they get bunched up. So when they take the green, I believe it'll be 5 to go.
Yeah, my money's on this time we're going to the end, one way or the other.
Usually whatever I say, the opposite happens, so I'm going to say there's going to be a gigantic pile up before the green flag.
Sounds good.
I'm going to say that, and I'm going to hope the opposite.
If we get it before the green flag, I think I'd be surprised. We'll see. Sean got such a great start there. He got off into the corner. I want to see if he can do that again.
Yeah, and you know, Sean had he definitely had something handed to him on a silver platter there when all those other guys got bunched up and just fell back, and all his competition went away. And now he's got to fight him off again.
Yeah, we might see Jamie try something a little bit there. I know he pushed it into one pretty hard, so might be a little bit more conservative this time to try and carry some speed off the corner. We'll see what happens.
See Joshua Buckley up there in the 5th spot already. After I remember he had to hang back and get those repairs on pit road. Buckley's he's been with us about from the beginning of the league, and he's a good, consistent driver. Always been with us. And we do appreciate his attendance. And he was actually the champion for our first 2 seasons here.
Yeah, he's a talented driver for sure. Even come over to up NASCAR. He runs hard. He runs pretty smooth, and it's a pleasure to watch him work.
Yep, and I'm excited to get back on the track with him again. When we first started out, we had a couple races that I raced in, and always enjoyed racing around him.
All right, we got a little 5-lap shootout here.
Ooh, Fershing getting right up onto Butler's bumper. And now Joshua Butler all over Buckley's bumper. 2x2 going into turn 1. Looks like the outside's going to work pretty well for Sean there. Max Terrio side by side with Josh Butler for the 6th spot. See if they can hold on to that side by side through turn 2. Good job. And Nate LaFleur came back from a lap down, and look at him now. He is battling Sean for that lead position.
Yeah, it's crazy to see that Nate had disconnected from this race due to throughput issues, and to see him up running for the win, I would have never guessed it.
And he's really putting the pressure on Sean right now. Sean just gets into that turn so fast. And like you mentioned earlier, that entry into turn 1 is so huge here. Now Christensen looks to the inside of LaFleur. I think LaFleur lost his steam.
Yeah, I think he tried to follow him into that corner with that much steam and just couldn't keep it on the bottom, and it pushed up, and he had to get off.
Whoa, side by side through turn 2 between LaFleur and Christensen. Hang on to it though. And Sean Butler begins to run away with it again. He's only got 3 laps to go when he crosses the checkered this time.
Yeah, having these guys battle it out for second and third, it's going to let him run away here. These 4 are real tight together.
Oh!
Oh!
Christensen almost comes around.
Saved by JB.
Yeah, excellent save. Oh, I think he kind of tapped the wall a little bit when he got back in line there too.
Yeah, I think he's frustrated with himself trying to get behind back into the draft and might have just overshot it a bit there.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, 3 laps coming to 2 laps to go. You're pretty much just you're doing whatever you can, and if you slip slide, you slip slide.
I think we're going to see Max get some positions here late in the race. I know he was battling for the win, so he's doing everything he can to get back up there.
Yeah, and like I said, he had some really bad luck this whole race. And he is battling John Pershing for that, to maintain that 2nd spot in the league. And Max has led the most laps this race, so he will get a bonus point for that. He'll get a bonus point for leading a lap and a bonus point for qualifying pole. So bonus points huge this season. And with all those 3 bonus points plus a pretty decent finishing position here, he's going to be able to hold off Pershing. But he's got 1 more race to go, and it's a wild card.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Ooh, Pershing wobbles a little bit coming out of 2.
Yeah, Max followed him a little bit. Looks like he got a little loose too. Just trying to get that position. They're both running real hard.
White flag is out. We're on the final lap. Sean Butler enjoying a almost full 2nd lead ahead of 2nd place Nate LaFleur. And these guys are just fighting for podium now. Oh, Terrio gets really loose coming out of 1, hangs onto it, but that's going to cost him that spot.
Yeah, he got real aggressive, was down on the apron, and I think it really upset the truck.
Yeah, and like we said, you know, you just got to go for it at that point. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So Sean Butler will lead him around again. So Sean Butler wins it at Pocono. Started from the back. And 60 laps, a lot of caution laps, but 60 laps and wins his 5th race in a row here.
Nate LaFleur ends up finishing 2nd. That's pretty respectable considering he was having those issues, you know, coming back from laps down and played those cautions well, got those lucky dogs, and 2nd place is definitely a respectable finish.
Oh yeah, with all the troubles he had, that's a pretty major feat right there. Sean Butler burns him off here at Pocono. Doing a little Jimmy Johnson burnout there, I think.
Yep, trying to push the wall down. Let's get an interview going. Who should we bring in first?
We'll go ahead and bring in, let's see, we got our top 3. Let's go ahead and bring in Sean Butler now. Let's see if he can burn out and talk at the same time.
Hey, Sean, congratulations on the win. Loving you burning down the truck there. What do you got to say about that race?
Well, it was the up and down race for me. I don't know if I had anything for Max. You got spun out there on that later restart, and that got me out front. But it was a fun race trying to get back up there, and made a mistake there on a pit stop. Come in third, and I had unchecked my tires for a green flag stop in case I had to, and had to come back in to get 4 tires, and we went to the back again. But it was fun. Had a good time racing from the back, and heck of a job by Nate LaFleur coming from a lap down all night to just finishing second. Man, it's just awesome.
Yeah, it's funny. We were talking about that. We were wondering what you were doing coming out. Looked like you took 2 tires, and we were saying, "Hey, interesting decision." Then you come back and grab 4, so that explains that.
Yeah, it was a mental error on my part, but thankfully I had a good enough truck to get back up to the front. And like I said, if Max didn't get spun out, man, I don't know. He was going to be tough out there. He seemed like he had his place down, and I know I couldn't even come close to that fast I put down for qualifying. So I don't know how he did it. So
yeah, just one of those things. You know, you guys are all battling hard after that restart, and you know, he got turned. And hate to see that for him, but you know, you were able to capitalize and come back from the field, and congratulations on the win.
yeah, thanks, Mike.
Nate LaFleur, congratulations on that second place finish, man. That's respectable considering you know, you were disconnected at one point. You tell us about the strategy that ended up getting those laps back.
Yeah, I just got wicked lucky that there was enough cautions to get me back onto the lead lap. You know, I was the only one to let any laps down, so every time there was a caution, I got a lap back. Just really tired of my internet being a piece of junk while I'm league racing, because it happened last night too. So I don't know. I gotta see what's wrong with that and figure that out so that stops happening.
Yeah, well, hey, you were able to turn it around, so you know, look good seeing you run from the back to the front. Can you tell us about the truck? Was it how was it handling tonight?
I was struggling all night, and it was just that last run there, that last restart, I even had an idea of what I was doing. I was fine in practice, and qualifying started, and I felt like I was on a completely different track, and like I had never practiced there before. I don't know what happened. My mindset completely changed when the green flag waved, I guess, and I was overdriving or something, because I was so far off the pace, even though I was one of the fastest cars in practice. So I don't know. I just got a little lucky there, and things fell into my hands.
Yeah, I noticed you doing those practice laps and really working on getting a quick lap for qualifying. How do you think that the car handled over the long run versus just you know, hammering out those single lap runs?
Yeah, my truck for sure was getting loose as the run went on. Mostly to do with my driving style, just because I think I get onto the gas a lot sooner than some of the guys out of 3, and I'm counter steering off of that corner more times than not. So I'm definitely wearing out that right rear more than any other tire on the long run.
Well, congratulations on the second place finish. It was definitely entertaining watching you, run around the track.
Yep, thank you. It was a good race. You know, I had some good racing. I honestly thought I might have had something for Sean there at the end. I just messed up turn 1 on one of those laps and lost a bunch of time checking up not to hit the wall, and I was never able to get it back.
Yeah, it looks like you guys fighting for that second in place position, late in the race, kind of let Sean hit his marks and put some distance between you guys, but it was definitely, fun watching you run for that second and third place.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a lot of fun. I had some good racing going on. And one thing I found is that when you're side-by-side with someone going down the front stretch, and if you're on the outside, you definitely have the advantage just because you can carry more speed up there, you can get a better run off the corner, and if you run your line, and you can hold the guy on the inside down, and they have nothing for you down there. So I'm surprised that I didn't see more passing on the outside one tonight, just because if you're able to get to someone's outside on that front stretch, you've got them for sure out of one.
Yeah, we saw it work early in the run, like off the restart, but then no one really used that outside line too hard, late in the run.
Right, yeah, I was able to clear Jamie on that restart because of that. You know, I started fourth and he started second, and I was able to, because he was on the inside, and I was just able to, he was clear of me going down the straightaway, but then I was able to get it all back and won.
Well, congratulations again, and good luck next week, Talladega.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, John, congratulations on a third place finish. It was cool seeing you race with Max. I know you guys are real close in the point standings, and guys racing pretty hard there for that third place finish. Tell me about the race.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was just trying to stay off of Nate, and I don't know what happened to Max behind me, but I know he dropped back after that.
Yeah, it looks like you got a pretty good head of steam into a corner and ran it a little bit hard and had to save it coming off. So that let you and Nate kind of fight for second place.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The race was a lot of fun. It was the first time I've really raced here. I've been practicing quite a bit. I was way off when I first got in here tonight, and Sean helped me out a little bit, and as always, and got me up to speed. So it was a lot of fun.
What did you think about the handling of the truck? A lot of drivers were complaining about it, being loose off of 3. What did you think?
Yeah, as long as you just kind of rested your toe on the throttle and let it roll, it was really okay. It wasn't like snappy loose, but it was definitely to overdo it. A little bit of throttle and it would start to out on you. Mainly in 3, of course. If you were really getting it, you could make it get loose in 1 and 2, but 3 you had to really be ginger with it.
Yeah, we were watching and seeing everybody. I mean, everybody on the track was having trouble with 3. People either sliding, getting into the wall. It was, it looked pretty tough.
Yeah, early on in practice, I would, just it's such a big, wide, flat corner. You think you want to automatically run the low line, and I was trying to be right on the rumble strips as low as I could go, and that was one of the things that Sean, said was just, stay up at least 2 tires on that darker strip there, and it definitely helped it keep rolling and not have to slow down so much and pull off the bottom.
Well, good job.
Awesome.
Finishing third, man. That was really great. We're glad to see you here week after week, and hopefully we can get some bigger fields for you guys for a little bit more battling. And we do appreciate your attendance, though.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for being here and putting the race on every week. I really enjoy it, and I'm planning on being here every week again next season. So,
excellent. We look forward to it, and I look forward to racing with you over at NASCAR.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I was kind of hoping to see you last Wednesday night there, but you didn't make it in.
Yeah, I'm going to start up with the new season. I'll do some races with the between seasons, and then I'll start up with the new season with you guys. But yeah, looking forward to it. Congratulations on the third place finish, and we will see you next week.
Sounds good. See you next week, and see you Wednesday, Mike.
All right, that was a pretty good race, Mike. I enjoyed that. I definitely enjoyed broadcasting with you. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, same here, man. Thanks for having me by. Anytime you guys, need that extra announcer, or if Matt wants to race, hey, man, I'll come by. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely enjoyed it. So let's have a look on the screen here. We have our points updated after this race. Sean Butler obviously maintains the lead after winning again. Max Terrio still pretty far behind Sean. It's not going to be possible for him to catch up, so Sean has clinched the title. John Fershing, only 10 points behind Max Terrio, so he can catch up. And Nate LaFleur only 4 points behind John. But top 5 pretty much keep their same positions, a little bit of shuffling around further back. Timothy Lewis was not able to make it tonight on account of work, so that's going to cost him a couple of spots. Keith Haney hasn't showed up the last couple of weeks either, and that's costing him. Keith was way up in the front of the running, so hopefully we get to see him again next season, because it's always fun to watch him race. And so there's your standings. And just remind everybody, you can go to our website, redlightleague.com, and you'll be able to see all these standings and photos, schedule, all that stuff. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook to get all the latest updates. We always save our race videos onto YouTube, so you can go back and watch them at any time. And also, just one more shout out. Remember to go to racingleague.com and check them out and apply there as well. Going to be a lot of the same drivers in this league and the other league, so join them, join us, and we definitely look forward to racing with everybody. I really enjoyed that race though, Mike.
Yeah, it was entertaining, and again, thanks for having me, and hopefully we can get you, before you start running over at NASCAR, we'll get you in the booth, and you can call a race with us as well.
Yeah, I would enjoy that. So all right, that'll about do it for tonight, and remind everybody, next week, our season finale at Talladega will be broadcast live. The broadcast will start at about 8:30 when the drivers start qualifying, and it should be pretty crazy. Plate track's always pretty wild, and we look forward to seeing you all there. And until then, good night.